Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to another news video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We've had a great week of new subscribers coming in, and it's been a great week on the channel. You guys seem to be enjoying, so if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video, because if you like the video, it gets out to more people, and we have more new people coming in that will also hopefully subscribe. So please subscribe to the channel. Today we've got a bit of a thing to talk about in the news today. This is going to go, you know how it feels with Leeds fans and this player, Jack Harrison. Leeds, Everton, and Jack Harrison. What happens next with Jack Harrison? News have come out. Leeds United imminent retain list will confirm the return of Manor Solomon and Joe Rothwell to their parent clubs after a job well done on loan at Ellen Road to win the championship. Typically, it won't confirm which players will head back to West Yorkshire from their own temporary moves, but all will do so with question marks for what is now a Premier League summer, and will they return? Talking about Rothwell and Solomon, of course. Darko JB, Sam Greenwood, Joe Gelhardt, and Charlie Crew got the game time they craved after they framed out elsewhere this season and went out on loan, of course. Yeah. But none of them will feel confident about their chances of breaking into Daniel Farke's team. Now Leeds United will be playing in a higher level from August in the Premier League. Then there is Jack Harrison. Now, with Jack Harrison, the fifth and highest profile Leeds player currently out on loan, he still has 2 games to go with Everton before they finish their season. So before the season ends, Jack Harrison still has 2 more games with Everton, of course. And after, he has 3 years left on his deal at Leeds United. So still a 3-year deal left on the contract, which ends which he signed in April 2023. As he's still a Leeds United player, there will have to be a final say on where his future lies during the coming transfer window. Will he stay or will he leave? The club's return to the Premier League crucially means that there is no loan clause active that would have taken matters out of their hands. Because when we got relegated, of course, those relegation clauses, or they can just go out on loan, which stupid. Anyway, giving him a 5-year deal but putting a relegation contract on it was the stupidest thing when we were in a relegation battle. But anyway, the most important question will be whether Farke wants to include Harrison in his plans or not, which is true. So I know how us fans feel about him, or I shouldn't even say us fans. I know how some fans feel about him. I have a different opinion, which I'll go on to right now. I think Jack Harrison has done so much good for us, and I understand what happened when he went to Everton. I understand people are mad at that and all that. Like, people are mad at that, right? I remember Harrison as the most consistent player, in my opinion, in the Premier League for us. In all 3 seasons, I think he did a job in all 3 seasons where some other players didn't. When we did get relegated in the relegation season, he was one of the only players that actually looked like they gave a shit about trying to keep us up in the Premier League in that last season. In my opinion, when it was him and Rodrigo were the main 2 that actually gave a shit about trying to keep Leeds up, in my opinion, at the end of that season. So yeah, I still like Jack Harrison. I understand a lot of Leeds fans don't, but I still like him. As I say, I like all the Bielsa players. He falls into that, and I still like Jack Harrison. But I do feel like he has to go. If I'm gonna actually be honest, I think he has to go because it'll get too toxic. And you got to understand this: players that we've also said won't come back. Max Vober, Brendan Aronson, they came back. Willie Nonto refused to play for the club last season. Yeah, I mean, with Willie Nonto personally, for me, I still haven't really forgotten him as much as other people have. I still feel like what he did last season was disrespectful to the club, refusing to play for us. I don't like that. But anyway, back on Jack Harrison. Back on his plans. From there, managing director Robbie Evans and sporting director Adam Underwood can include the 28-year-old or work to find him a new club. It would be wrong to assume Farke has automatically ruled out Harrison of his plans because of his recent loans away. Because if Farke wants Jack Harrison and thinks he'll be because a lot of managers have wanted Harrison in their squad, so I could see him coming back into the squad, being an option. Having spent both the Germans 2 seasons in charge at Leeds United, while he was in charge of Leeds at Goodison Park. As we saw last summer, Brendan Aronson and Max Vober, there we go, were each reintegrated. Oh my god, my brain! I was trying to figure out what the hell that word said. Reintegrated into the squad after spending the 23-24 season away on loan. The manager felt they were good enough to help the cause and welcomed them back. And guess what? We kind of forgave him. With Brendan Aronson, we kind of forgave him because of how good he sees it. Because us fans are fickle. We could hate a player that goes down on line and say, you're a rat, you're this. He comes back and scores a couple of goals or scores a winner at Old Trafford. We're all going to love him again. Buck has said virtually nothing about Jack Harrison yet. While he's been on with while he's been at Everton, to his opinion of him is unknown at this point. So yeah, because Fark doesn't know really anything about Jack Harrison. He knows nothing. Um, hopefully, hopefully Jack Harrison has been a regular for the Merseyside club. So the manager will have 2 years of top flight data to help him decide. Harrison's attacking output has left a lot to be desired this season. I mean, they play such a defensive, and Everton have not been good for most of the season. Though 19 league games were played under Sean Dyche, very defensive, before he was replaced with David Moyes in January. Everton's average expected XG tally under Dyche this season was 0.96. That's their average XG under Dyche. And under Moyes, it's been a 1.17. So it's improved a little bit, but you still gotta say it's low. Dyche oversaw just 3 wins in his 19 league games this term, while Moyes has overseen 6 wins and only 4 losses in 17 outings. Harrison has played in 32 out of Everton's 36 games up to now, starting 23 of them. 7 teammates have seen more minutes than him, so he's basically the 8th most minutes played at Everton, which underlines how frequently he has been used by both managers. For all that pitch time, he will be disappointed to have only got 1 goal and no assist this season. So he does only have 1 goal and no assist. But again, you've got to look at the context of him playing in a very defensive team that don't win a lot, that's been very poor, that's had an XG of under 1 for most of the season, like in an average of under 1. You got to look at that and be like, you got to be fair with that. You know what I mean? Here it says Harrison's underlying data shows how he's underperformed in front of goal this season. He has generated an XG figure of 3.5 this season, so he scored 1 goal, so he should have scored like 3 or 4, which is but only delivered that 1 successful finish. His first year with Everton was marginally better, but there was an underperforming in front of goal then too, with 3 goals with an XG of 3.6. So not that far off his expected goals. That's not far off. That's not bad. By contrast, during his top flight at Leeds United for the 3 seasons, now this is what I want to talk about. Harrison has scored 8 goals from an XG of 5.8 in 2020-2021, 8 from 4.4 in the 21-22 season, and scored 5 from the 4.7 XG in 22-23. And as I've already said, Harrison at the end, when we got relegated, was one of the only players that I saw on that pitch fighting and actually looking like he gave a shit. So that's why I have a different opinion of Jack Harrison to a lot of people. I still think he should go because I think he'll get toxic at the club if he stays. But as I said, it can just turn with like a couple of goals or a game winner against Man United. That's all it probably takes for him to come back. But yeah, it's one of those things that you got to look at when you do these things, and you got to see how he plays. And as I said, Everton have played very, very defensive. Where did I want to look at? Let's see what I wanted to look at. This is what I wanted to look at. Should Fark and Leeds decide Harrison had no part in the plans for next season, another loan could be an option. So an option is because send him out on loan again. I feel bad for Harrison as a player. He's been sent out on loan so much in his career. But a sale may now be the preference for all parties. 6 of the past 8 seasons he has been involved, clubs borrowed him from first Manchester City and now Leeds. So yeah, 6 out of his 8 last seasons have all been him out on loan. That's what I mean. If the club pursue a sale for Harrison, would increase the headroom they have when it comes to their profit and sustainability in PSR. Now, I don't know shit about PSR, but we pretend we know something. Obligations this summer, the winger's current book value is estimated to be around 2.75 million, 2.75 million pounds, which means if we sell him for more than 2.75 million, that helps with our PSR to buy another player that gets added on to the whole 60 million that we're allowed to spend currently right now. And that the more, as much money as we sell him more than 2.75 million is how much money we'll be able to spend. So we'll be able to spend more money. So maybe the deal would be good to get rid of him. I think if we do sell him, it has to be for 2 figures plus. It has to be 10 million plus, in my opinion. So any transfer fee beyond that would generate profit for the PSR calculations. And I think if we do sell him, it has to be from 10 million or more, in my opinion. Leeds paid City 11 million for Harrison in the summer of 2021, and he signed a 3-year contract then. That means that his transfer fee was amortized across 3 seasons of 3.67 million each year in the PSR calculations. By the time he signed his new 5-year contract in April of 2023, his book value at that time was around 4.5 million pounds. Was then spread out again over the duration of that deal. it brings his current value on the books to between 2.5 to 3 million, meaning a decent profit if a club paid Leeds an eight-figure sum for him. It remains to be seen if Everton are the club to pay such a fee. Harrison is known to have enjoyed his time at Goodison Park, and has good relationships with the coaching staff, but no talks have yet taken place on how the Merseyside outfit, who are under new ownership now, see the future with their loanee. See, that's the thing with Jack Harrison. We don't know. The season's nearly over, so we'll start hearing some news probably about him being leaving or anything. I think we'll start hearing some news about that after the season's over, so after the next two games are finished. But you look at Jack Harrison, like, he's always available is another thing, and the best thing in football is availability. You always hear that talked about. And with Jack Harrison, do I really think we should? So I said I don't know if we should bring him back. It'll be a bit toxic. But if he did come back on and during preseason, once preseason is done, the season's about to kick off. If he's in that starting 11 or he's in the squad and he comes off the bench, the crowd will get behind him. The crowd will get behind him, no doubt. I believe that. But like, you look at Jack Harrison, like, you want players with availability. You look at Jack Harrison since when he played for Leeds United in 18-19, 39 games with 2,678 minutes. He then played in 19-20, 3,952 minutes for 49 games. He then played the 2020-2021 season with 37 games with 2,900 minutes played. He then played in the 21-22 season for Leeds with 38 games played with 2,918 minutes played. And then in 22-23, he played 40 games with 3,008 minutes in that final season where we did get relegated. But he was one of the players only that was actually fighting for us to stay in that league, getting 5 goals and 7 assists in that season, by the way. For a relegated team, that's not bad. That's actually good for a relegated team. He also scored 1 goal and got 3 assists in the FA Cup. So overall in that season, in the 22-23 season, when we got relegated, he got 10 goals and he got 6 goals and 10 assists. Like, that's good. He got 16 GNA in that season we got relegated. Like, that's, like, for a relegation team, that's good. And his time at Everton hasn't been great, of course, with his goals and assists. He got 4 goals and 3 assists last season in the 23-24 season, which isn't bad. 4 goals, 3 assists is actually a good season, like an all right season. Not a good season. It's an all right season. It's not a terrible season. But yeah, this season's only 1 goal, 0 assists. Both seasons played 36 games. The 23-24 season, he played 2,758 minutes. And then, of course, this season, he's played 2,071 minutes. So he is available. If he does come back, as I said, I'll get behind him. I'll be fine with it. I'm not going to be as mad as some other people would be. But I think we just got to get behind, because we forgive other players. We forgave Aronson. We forgave Voba. I don't know if we forgive him Voba, but because he's barely played. But he's had an impact this season. We forgive Willie Nonto for what he did when he refused to play for the club. Like, people will have this anger right now, but if he came back, people would change that. People would change that if he could just scored a couple of goals, or if he just came back. I think people would get behind him because he's playing for Leeds United. He's putting on that white shirt for Leeds United. So as long as you do that, I think you're gonna get supported by the fan base. And I understand what happened with him and his mum and what his mum said, but that's not on Jack Harrison for me. That's not on Jack Harrison. I've always liked Jack Harrison. I still like him. As I said, he probably should leave. Maybe if it could get a bit toxic, especially in a season where our goal is survival and we have to try and survive. You don't want that really happening. But I don't think it would happen in the ground. I think in the ground, the fans will get behind Jack Harrison if he came back. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I know what most people think. But yeah, if you guys have a different opinion as well, or a similar opinion to me, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.